Hi everybody, we are back with poses 6 through 10 on the yoga worksheet. So this is pose number 6, the plank pose. There are many ways we can do this. The first one is the full plank where we have our hands and our feet on the ground, a nice long line all the way from the top of your head through your back, through your legs, and out through your heels. We want to push the floor away in this one. But that one's pretty intense. So we're going to show you a modification using a chair, or if you have a couch, but a chair is better. I just don't have one. So the same thing, you're going to keep a nice long line. You're going to try to drop your hips into that straight long line all the way through your body, engaging your ab muscles, pushing your arms and your hands into the chair, stretching your legs, and you want to feel like a nice long line. So that is your plank pose. Next up is number 7. That's going to be our low lunge. Now we're going to do this one on the ground and using a chair. So you're going to start with your feet together. You're going to step one foot back, and we want the front leg to be bent and the back leg to be straight. Our hands are going to stay down on the floor, either on each side of our foot or on one side of our foot, whatever is most comfortable. We're going to just breathe through that stretch. So remember, for all of these, you want to take a few big deep breaths in every position. I'm just showing you quickly how to get in and out, but you can take more time on each one. The modification is coming back to that chair that we used, putting your hands on the seat of the chair, stepping one foot forward and one foot back, and then taking that low lunge with your chair. So we can do the same thing here. You'll see that my front foot is bent, or my front leg, and my back leg is straight, and I'm using my hands on the chair just to support some of my weight. We're going to make sure we do both of these on each leg. So whether you're on the ground or using your chair, we want to make sure that we stretch the same amount of time on each leg. Awesome. All right. Now we have number 8, which is going to be our high lunge. So we're going to start the same way as you did the low lunge. So you can either come to your mat, or we'll show you another modification for the chair after this. Again, we want that front leg to be bent where my hands are, and the back leg is straight. You're going to take those arms up to the ceiling, and we're going to keep that pose here. So we're going to breathe in and out, bending the front leg, straightening the back leg the whole time. And we want to take nice deep breaths. You can use your hands on your legs to come on back up and then switch legs. So again, with these lunges, we really want to make sure that we're doing both sides equally. Otherwise, you're going to walk around with a limp. So we don't want that. Now, we're going to come back to our chair for this one. If we can't go without the chair, it's a great way to help support ourselves. We're going to do the same thing where the front knee is bent and the back leg is straight. And now if you have a chair that has a back, obviously I'm using my couch, but you can hold on to the back of the chair and lift one hand up in the air. That's a great way to stabilize while we do this high lunge pose. If you feel safe and you want to try it, you can bring both arms up, or you can keep both hands on the chair. And then again, we do want to do this on both sides. And it's okay to be a little wobbly. That's what kind of is fun about yoga, is you get to experiment and you get to practice with your balance. We're going to use the top of our head to straighten all the way up to the ceiling so that our chest is open. And of course, like all of them, you want to do that a few deep breaths. We're going to move on to number 9, Warrior 1. Those in my yoga class, just finding my balance this morning, but we want to do the same thing. So front leg is going to be bent, back leg is going to be straight. We're going to take those arms, reach up to the ceiling, and then we're going to look directly forward. So we want nice, strong positions here. This is the Warrior 1. You want to feel like a strong, powerful warrior. And again, we're going to switch our feet. So I'm going to remind you guys that you can hold these poses longer than I'm holding them in the video. These are meant to show you how the poses can be done, but you can definitely take more time with each pose. Now, if you have a chair, this is a great way to hold on to the back of your chair or onto the wall and do the same thing. So now we have a little bit more stability using that chair. We're still doing our warrior one pose, but this way, if we're feeling a little too wobbly, then we have the chair to help us. When you do the other leg, you can move the chair to the other side, or you can flip and turn the other direction. But you want the hand that's up in the air to be the same leg that is stepping back. So we want it to be the straight leg and the straight arm, both stretching away from one another in this warrior pose. Now we're on to number 10. Our last pose for the day is going to be warrior 2. So we're going to start in our warrior 1, and we're going to take our arms open up across the horizon, open our hips up, keeping that same stance with the front leg bent, the back leg straight. And then I want you to think of your fingers reaching all the way from wall to wall. So as if you had elastic arms and you could stretch your arms, that's what we want there. But, of course, like anything, we can hold on to that chair that's beside us if we need a little extra stability or an extra support when we do our warrior 2 pose. We can either switch sides by coming into the middle, switching the foot that's bending, so pointing your toes in the opposite direction, bending the other leg, or we can come back to the top of our mat or whatever we're using and just switch our legs, starting in that warrior 1 and then opening up on the other side. So you can do whatever you would like to do as you switch from one side to the next. When we put it all together, eventually, these poses will all flow one into the next. But just for learning the poses, switch however you want. Awesome job!